From mysterious deaths to unfathomable explosions, here are some of the most mind-boggling mysteries ever solved. And make sure you hit that subscribe button to be the first to see our newest videos. Since 2007, severed human feet have been washing up on the shores of British Columbia, Canada, usually in running shoes. After speculating and guessing for almost 10 years, the mystery has been solved. The feet belong to those who jumped off a bridge in New Westminster and other such suicidal people. Maria Elena Milagro de Hoyos, a beautiful 21-year-old, was known for her exotic looks. When German-born doctor Karl Tanzler set his eyes on her, he knew that she was his bride-to-be. So much was his love for her that when she died in 1931 due to tuberculosis, he kept her corpse on her bed and preserved it until his death. Dubbed as the weepy-voiced killer, Paul Michael Stephanie was one of the creepiest killers. He had a habit of stabbing women over 50 times and then calling 911 to confess. It wasn't until he tried to kill 20-year-old Denise Williams, who injured him, that he was captured. When Charles Holden was attacked by a hitchhiker for money, he had a hard time fleeing him. However, it was even more frustrating for Charles when he found the hitchhiker outside his house that day. On entering his house, he found that his mother, Dorothy Donovan, lay dead. It wasn't until 15 years after the murder that the police believed Charles's story and the guilty hitchhiker was found. Brian Douglas Wells, who committed a bank robbery being a bomb hostage, tops this chart. The list starts with unraveling the case of the disappearance of the Mayan civilization and goes on to talk about the Russian royal family Romanov's survivors, Anastasia and her brother. Death Valley sailing stones are next in the list. Stones in the Death Valley, California, seem to have been possessed as they move on their own. However, in 2011, the mystery was solved when scientists found out that the frozen water under the stones used to melt in the sun, enabling them to move. From Marie Celeste, a merchant ship that went offshore on its own, to Maria Ridulf's murder, a girl who vanished into thin air. This video talks about the top 10 creepiest mysteries that have finally been solved. It also talks about the building of the Egyptian pyramids and the technique behind its architecture. The Santa Maria, flagship of Christopher Columbus, had sunk and its resting place had been a mystery for decades, until now. The mystery of King Richard's demise and the Franklin expedition come third and second to the disappearance of the famous aviator Amelia Earhart. It wasn't until a decade after her disappearance that proof of her plane crash on Nikumaroro Island in Kiribati was found. Until then, people believed that she was a spy and was put under protective cover by the US. However, metal pieces having ridges similar to her last custom alteration on Kiribati proved that she had died due to a plane crash with her navigator Noonan. The Bermuda Triangle mystery has finally been solved. The disappearances of ships and planes were accounted for by large air bubbles that popped frequently in water. The mystery of Bigfoot, an urban legends monster, and its sightings have also been solved when Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin confessed to faking the famous photo of Bigfoot. Next up are the magnet people, often shown in TV shows that have the ability to stick iron to their skin. However, it has been found out that it isn't magnetic properties, but body oil that makes stuff stick on them. The mystery of Crystal Skulls and the Flying Dutchman, a ship that floats, have been put to rest in this video. Similarly, the bloop boop sound and its source, along with the technique used to build the Stonehenge, have also been revealed in this video. Next, the list talks about the mystery of the Japanese sea monster, which originally turned out to be a decomposing shark. The mystery of the Death Valley Desert, California, and its large moving stones, the same ones aforementioned, has also been cited here. Number 1 on this list is ghost sightings and other stories surrounding it. Science, after a lot of research, has found out that active left temporary old junctions sometimes allow the human brain to feel joints that conjure up images of people or things we know or have seen. So no need to debate over the existence of ghosts for now. They certainly don't exist. This video starts by discussing the weird quack sounds heard under the South Oceans. It turned out that there weren't ducks, but minke whales that caused this sound. Namibia circles, weird circles mysteriously appearing on the sands of Namibia. Researchers have found out that it isn't the work of fairies, but of termites who ate the roots of grass in specific radii. The Canadian Air Force Avro Anson, which disappeared, was not found until 71 years after its disappearance. The mystery was finally solved in 2013 when the remains of the airmen were found on the Vancouver Island. Next up is the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle, same as aforementioned, followed by how Mary Ingalls went blind. People thought it was because of scarlet fever. However, in 2013, it was finally established that it was due to viral meningoencephalitis. The Tunguska blast was a mystery for everyone. It wasn't until 2013 that it was found out that the 1,000 times larger than Hiroshima blast was actually not a blast, but a meteorite falling on the surface of the Earth. How many licks does it take to reach the center of a Tootsie Pop? Well, as unconventional as it sounds, it was a mystery until Purdue University narrowed down the number to somewhere between 252 and 411 licks. You see, everybody licks in a different manner. Questions like what happened to the Nazca civilization and the ocean bloop discussed before, this video has some pretty interesting answers to give. The top of this list is the Hindenburg mystery, an explosion that was unexplained. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that like button and subscribe for more.